Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And so kind to them. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works best for you. All right. Hello. We have all kinds of crazy to cover today. You'd think. I remember when I started doing this every day 5.5 years ago, that people are saying, there isn't enough news for you to do this every day. 10, 12 questions every day. Yeah, I've never run out. Anyway. There's a kitty. Anyway, so I'm going to be kind of hunched forward a little bit because someone came over and sat down. I really can't. So it's kind of hard to see him. He's behind the screech. There we go. Hi. Look. There's a kitty. Okay, so we're going to jump in. On today's episode, clowns would appreciate it. Hey, okay, cool. All right. Clowns would appreciate it if we would stop comparing Trump to them. Oh, okay, you want to be covered up? Come on. Yeah, come here. Oh, you're tired. Oh, you are just a tired little nitwit. And I love you. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna grab the Pulp Tarot. There we go. We'll do that. I haven't used that in a while, and boy, are these people criminals. Okay. Yes, I agree. It must be very insulting to them. Yeah. All right, we put that there, and let's. Houston, we have a problem. Trump went on a firing spree at NASA. Did I hear baby protest? Yeah. And potential good news. Hegseth might be on his way out. Fingers crossed. Please, don't threaten us with a good time. Okay. So we're starting at 3 minutes, 25 seconds in. Or 3 minutes, 30 seconds in. I'm not making this up. International clown groups have spoken out that they are really tired of people comparing Trump to them. Quote, let's find a better metaphor to despise and depose fascism, unquote. Tim Cunningham, director of Clowns Without Borders, wrote in an op-ed for the Washington Post today, Clowns Without Borders is a nonprofit organization that performs clown shows for communities in hardship, often those ravaged by natural disasters or armed conflict. Quote, keep clown out of Trumpian comparisons, and for that matter, all politics. Offer clown the respect it deserves and invoke us for good. In alliance with other artists, activists, and humans who believe in a better, happier world, unquote. The clowns have a point. I agree, Smart Holy. Whew. This kid says, what a great clown organization. Yes. Yvette, it says clowns are smarter. Yes. Yeah, I mean, what are we? Dave says, send in the clowns. Yes. I mean, there's a point here. Nine of Cups. There's so many ways to insult this man that he completely deserves. So we'll try. Tim Cunningham, we will try. Yeah, let's get some justice for some hardworking people trying to help others, as opposed to the legacy of President Blunderdum. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we will try. But just so you know, right off the top, that even the clowns are like, no. All right. At 5 minutes 40 seconds in, this makes me crazy. Now, talking about NASA, full disclosure, and this isn't really, it's not really stolen glory, because I take no credit, but I'm fortunate in that when my mother was growing up, she was very close to her cousin, and they went to school together the whole time, and her cousin's name was Diane. And Diane was super smart from a very, very early age. And in fact, Diane went on and went into nuclear physics at a time when, the glass ceiling was sitting above the steno pool. As a matter of fact, that's ultimately what did her in decades later was so much radiation exposure, too much radiation exposure. But anyway, but she went into nuclear physics, and she was a scientist, super smart, and she was working on a project, and she and another man were chosen and fully trained to go up on one of the space shuttles. They chose the man. It was the last space shuttle mission that was all white men. So she stayed on the ground, but she was fully trained to go up on the space shuttle. Anyway, so she worked at the Naval Research Institute, and yeah, amazing. So when I hear that the Trump administration has gutted NASA, got rid of at least 2,145 high-ranking NASA employees with specialized skills or management responsibilities, that makes me extra crazy. Did I say any steno pool or stenographer's pool? I was just making a rough comment. But yeah. Lewis says, check out the movie Hidden Figures. Loved it. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, 2,145 high-ranking NASA employees with specialized skills, management responsibilities, and President Blunderdum just went, eh. People who, by comparison, I don't know, it would be like, I don't know. I'll be honest. I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't even think of a metaphor to fully explain how intelligent these people are and how dumb as bricks. And we have a specific question about that later. Dumb as bricks, this president is. Anyway, 1,818 of the staff currently serve in core mission areas such as science or human spaceflight, while the others work in mission support roles, including information technology. So what will happen now? Smart Polly said, my stepmom did the sound studies on the shuttle to make sure the non-alarming sounds were quiet. The alarming sounds were alarming. She had a degree in mechanical engineering. That is so cool. That is so cool. This kid, oh no, and Noreen said, can we buy tickets to Dumpy's life review? It'd be better than any horror film ever. Yeah, except it just watching all of the pain he caused. Ugh. Dave says Bricks would be offended by the comparison as well. You're not wrong. But do give stupid amounts of money to the super, super wealthy. Hermit. Trump, the pathetic man that he is. Moon. Not only this lunacy, but hasn't there been talk about a mission to the moon? Hello? Four of Cups. No, just nah. Refusal. Card of refusal. And Two of Pentacles, which leaves the whole NASA situation just rickety and creaking. You know, is it March of next year, they're going to release Hail Mary? Man, that was a good book. And the ad gives a lot away, but it's going to be so amazing. And so there's going to be this resurgence of interest in things that NASA provides, that NASA does. And it's so infuriating. Okay, at 12:30, can Democrats fix this? Democrats fix this travesty. Now, I am, and by the way, seriously, about my mom's cousin, my second cousin, I'm not smart enough to do what she did. I'm not, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. But we're very proud of her. That's all. A Free Spirit says, my granddaughter is an archivist at NASA. I hope she kept her job. Oh, man. Brutal. Amy says the space program is an economic stimulus. For every dollar put into it, 10 are made in new technologies, services, and products. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Julie. She's my first cousin once removed. Thank you. Thank you. I know I always get that mixed up. Thank you. So will Democrats be able to? A lot of people are going to be very upset about this. Yeah, all the suspension. Oh yes, but do give all that money to people who don't need it, and to corporations who are only going to do stock buybacks and not create more jobs. So part of Trump's heinous legacy, King of Cups, they're the Democrats, just waiting. They can't do anything now, obviously, but just waiting. But yeah, Democrats right there. Now, is this just for now, or will they have trouble trying to piece NASA back together? And it's not like Elon's right there. I mean, I know that they've been talking to other companies. Oh, I will never say what I call Jeff Bezos' space thing. I will never say that in public, what I call that. I will just say it has something to do with what the rockets and the Blue Origin, the logo that Bezos had on his jacket during the flight where Katy Perry went up and all of that. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, there's the country. Yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting. Knight of Pentacles, Justice. I do have hope in the middle. What I'm getting is Republicans are signing themselves out of office. Yeah. They've done too much too quickly. Too extreme, too quickly. But we've got to go out and vote. We've learned from the Clinton situation, the Harris situation. Take nothing for granted. Nothing. So, all right. Now, apparently, at 1650, Susie Wiles. Okay, that's 17. Susie Wiles is the chief of staff, is Blunderdum's chief of staff in the White House. Apparently, she has become exceedingly frustrated as of late with Pete Hegseth, Hog's breath. Ridiculous drunkard who came out with one of those quotes that will sit with me for the rest of my life. During his confirmation hearing, he's being accused of basically being a drunk. And he says in his confirmation hearing, well, if I get this job, I'll stop drinking. And the Republicans still put him in there. Anyway, yes, David, a DUI hire. Entertainment only, YouTube. Lois says, Hegseth is on the rocks. That was good. So, will Hegseth be leaving soon? He also, Trump had been wanting to send, I guess, some defensive weapons to Ukraine, and Hegseth just decided not to. Just said, nah, we're going to do inventory. We're going to keep everything here. Just unilaterally just decided. Hegseth. He's so awful. Between signal gates and everything else he's done, really? I am a little worried about who on earth that you get replaced with. That worries me. Because you think, well, you couldn't find someone worse. This is Trump. Of course he could find someone worse. He could find someone more like him. Yeah, Hegseth is on thin ice. Burden, refusal, strength in the middle. King of Pentacles, Temperance. Well, there are definitely people who don't like him. But it's almost as if, I honestly wonder if Trump keeps some of these people around because he's so lazy he doesn't want to have to find somebody else to nominate. And even if that would just involve, hey, you, flunky who works for me, go find me someone to replace Hegseth and do the background checks and do the whatever. Strength and temperance around this guy. That's just, that doesn't make any sense. Other people can't stand him, so why has he suddenly become the luckiest man in Washington, D.C. next to Trump? Oh, boy. Dave says, actually, an undersecretary did it without hog's breath. As well, the saying currently in the Pentagon is better to ask forgiveness than permission. Well, that would do it. So thank you for letting me know, Dave, because that's... Hegseth is not liked, but if he hasn't lost his job by now, we would think, isn't that enough? But sitting pretty. There's the country. And judgment. Eventually, judgment, but for now. This could also be Susie Wiles. I was in judgment. But he's got more luck around him than I would have expected. Yep. So, okay. Now, the question is, now, this is just this is word on the street. Entertainment only. This is not verified. I'm just sharing some yapping that's going on. The Chief of Staff Susie Wiles is getting really tired of herding cats. She is very, apparently, where on the street is, she is really frustrated because Trump doesn't listen to anybody. And he surrounds himself with morons. So what's going to happen with Susie Wiles? Because at least word on the street is she has just about had it. Amy says, Wiles is more or less the best gatekeeper. Sorry, where did it go? Well, Amy said, Wiles is more or less his best organizer, schedule, and gatekeeper. Well, yeah, but would you want to work for him? Even if you were too old for him to ogle you? Oof. I honestly, I am a little surprised that Hope, what's her name, isn't back in there. Ugh. He's gross around her. Anyway, Susie Wiles. The cards kind of paint a picture. All the chaos, all the stuff that goes on around Trump. And then it just day late and a dollar short and all of this chaos and chaos and chaos. And then the center card kind of says it all with her looking at it like, okay. Yeah, well, she's willing to be there and help this fascistic blankety blank. So she's hanging on as long as she can. It's almost like doing a favor. But she's awful. anyone who would enable this man. I can't. I can't. Whew. Hope Hicks, that was her name. Thank you, Joyce. Yeah, I like that. Lewis, adventures in babysitting. Julie had a question about this. Oh, yeah, we're gonna dip down into the ick for a minute. I'm not staying there for long though. Whew, what Julie asked. So if Susie Wiles leaves out of frustration, will President Blunderdum replace her with Laura Loomer? I'm surprised he hasn't terminated Susie for Laura already. As crazy as it seems, it's the DJT style. That's true. Oof. Laura Loomer. Is she going to move her way up in the world? Not really. She wouldn't be up to the job. There are people who just ride roughshod right over her. 3 of Cups. She's there. She's more around for a good time. The 2 of Cups, partnership. 10 of Cups. Trump's legacy. His. I don't know. I cannot. I'm not even going to pretend that I have any idea how anyone could be remotely interested in him. I can't. I've been to get my mind off of things. I've been rewatching some of the People versus Food. I just rewatched the videos on last meals of serial killers, or last meals of people who were put to death in prison. And my brain is just going, huh? If I had a choice between that and Trump, I'd have to think about it for a second. Yes, Laura Trump is talking about running for Senate. Whew. Valerie from Sage the Scales Tarot is here. Hello. Do follow Valerie at Sage the Scales Tarot. I've been watching The Office. There you go. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't get it. I try watching The Office, but I don't know. Somehow it's just not my. Seinfeld wasn't my type of humor. Office isn't my type of humor. I don't know why. But I guess to each their own. Bernie's asking, what are her qualifications for running for Senate? You're adorable. Okay, so, excuse me. At 2910, 2015. All right, so we know Aaron Parnas, who is amazing, the young news guy. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That's very sweet. Thank you. Oh. Anyway, Aaron Parnas, we love him. Lev Parnas' father, a former Trump ally, father of Aaron, firmly believes that the far-reaching implications of the Epstein situation have yet to be felt. He believes this will ultimately be what rips MAGA apart, because this was the deep state conspiracy glue that Trump built this movement on? There's a thought. Quote, "This is the story. We tied Epstein to the Clintons, to Democrats, to Hollywood elites, all as a distraction, while Trump built his own empire of corruption behind the curtain. I know because I helped lay some of those bricks, and I broke with it when I saw what it really was," unquote. Is Lev correct? Yes. And me without my giant jug of popcorn. Bernie says Epstein was everything to MAGA. Parnas just posted a video from the dentist. Oh, poor man. That poor man. Well, is this Epstein thing, you'd think it would just just go back to simmering in the background like everything else, because they seem to be able to forgive him anything. Or will this actually be a problem? Hal Sparks has been going over what the far right have been saying about all of this, and ooh, they're mad. But it is really weird watching all of these people, all of these right-wing people, not just politicians, just right-wing radio and podcasts, and all of these people that Hal often watches, and every one of them is so indignant about what Epstein did, and so angry about what people around Epstein did, and not one of them will say, Trump was around Epstein. He was his best buddy for 25 years. And Hal Sparks puts it very well. He asks a very good question, which is, if you knew someone who was doing what Epstein was doing, if you knew someone, okay, you just knew someone, you knew them well, you were a friend of theirs, and they started doing, or they were doing, what Epstein was doing, how long would it take you to figure out what was going on? How long? Did the answer you just come up with, was it 25 years? Oh, look, it's the Emperor right in the middle. Surprise! Knight of Pentacles. Well, even Alex Jones, believe it or not, was so upset. Please. But they need something to talk about. That was the plan. And the plan was to ruin Democrats. This is a happy Democratic family. And it's like, no, going to just ruin all that. But you've got the Emperor instead, right in the middle. On the defensive, King of Swords. Somebody's going to keep looking at this, if not more than one person. If I had the Queen of Swords, then I'd be like, oh, yeah, they're definitely going to keep talking about this. But it's these other people on the right, they basically give them something else to talk about. Whew. Crazy. Oh, there's the Queen of Swords. That's what we'd expect them to keep talking, but They're disappointed because they wanted that huge bringing down the whole corrupt system stuff. And no, not only are they not getting it, but it's their guy who's stopping it from happening. Again, on the defensive. And the plan, voters. So in future, over these next number of months, what are they going to talk about? The economy? Prices? Insurance costs? The Republicans, you've got Trump in the White House, heaven help us. You've got Republicans in control of the House and the Senate. So they can try to blame stuff on Biden or Democrats, but anyway. Bernie says Alex Jones cried on air. Oh, did you? Oh, he's so vile. He's so vile. I find it interesting that he keeps even pictures of him that they put in the news. He's doing his live streaming now from inside his car as he's driving. Okay. Anyway, speaking of President Blunderdum, because wow. Oh, the stupid, it hurts. Technically, and I am joking because that is bad grammar on purpose, by the way. Anyway, there is a country called Liberia. Liberia was founded by freed American slaves, and its capital, Monrovia, was named after James Monroe. English is its primary language. Yeah. Second. Oh gosh, it would cost about $1,100 plus to fly from Chicago. Thank you. Thanks. It would take. It's a 21-hour flight from Chicago. Huh. Share. There we go. There's its flag. Country, West African coast, right there. Bordered by Sierra Leone, Guinea, and the Ivory Coast. Okay. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. Founded by freed American slaves. Okay. So President Blunderdum, Trump himself, in the White House, said to the leader of Liberia, you speak English beautifully. Where did you learn? Look, I have my issues with Clinton, but do you think Clinton would have said that? Do you think Clinton would have said that? Do you think that Barack Obama would have said that? Lewis says it would have taken him 2 seconds to Google that. Yeah. Staffers neglected to inform Trump of this, and he proceeded to ask the Liberian president where he learned English so beautifully. CNN points out that this is it's on his team, it's not on him. Really? Because I'm pretty sure Bill Clinton would have known that. And Trump should have been better prepared. Does his staff care at all? Or are they content to let him self-sabotage? Or maybe it's just a lack of vision about how stupid the man is. Joy says, I saw on YouTube what Trump said to the leader while in the background someone was Googling what language was spoken there. Are you serious? Oh, boy. Tara says, or he didn't bother to listen to the briefings. That's very likely. Wow. Oh, wow, wow. True, Lois. It's amazing how Trump's blunders are always someone else's fault. Yeah, Amy says, tell me you don't read your briefings without telling me you don't read your briefings. King of Pentacles. Somebody could have shared a few seconds, 30 seconds ahead of time. This is also the man who doesn't sit through his security briefings. Three of Wands. It's one of those foreigners from Africa. Remember what he called countries in the world? Yeah. There's the racism. There's the MAGA, I'm not going to learn anything because I am in a cult in the center of all strength. Yeah. Chariot. And out in the cold. There's not much to read on here. Yes, he is this willfully ignorant. There's no reason for him to there's no reason for Trump to have done this in the first place. There are a lot of things he does that anyone who was willing to use half their brain wouldn't do. And thanks for embarrassing us again. I make mistakes. You know that. I'm here every day. I make mistakes. But I would hope that I admit to them. I apologize. I'm always looking for better information. He's not. Dave says they should just play Village People music 24 hours a day into Trump's earplugs. Right. This kid says he stopped learning in the 5th grade. That's true. It is. There is. When I am so grateful that I had access to books growing up, and that I was encouraged to read. I mean, there were certain things I wasn't allowed to read, but on the whole, other than like this and this and this, I had like full reign. And I'm grateful for that. It made a huge difference in my life. So, Chris Cole says, you're also old enough to think before you speak. Well, he's older than I am, but I know what you mean. And I'm not half his age. I'm older than that. All right, 43, 45. 43, 45. Okay. Okay, you ready for this? This is kind of classic. Terry says, me too. Books are still my thing. Good stuff. Okay, since Elon was dragging his feet on following through with setting up his own political party, because you can say whatever you want, but you need to file the paperwork. Several people have just gone ahead and registered American Party. And as many names as they could think of, variations of the American Party, the DOGE Party, anything else they could think of. And at first I was like, oh, so someone else is going through with that, a Republican. No, these were people who want to stop this. So Leon Muck said he was going to start a new party. And so some people went out and they're like, you didn't do the paper? Okay. Here's the paperwork. So those names are taken. He can't use them. He can't use American Party. He can't use DOGE Party. He can't. No. Musk, Elon, X, you name it. They took them all. That's glorious. True, Burn. They could be looking for a payoff, like sitting on a domain name. But let's see. Are they trying to stop him, or they're just looking for the money? Yes, we're in the Special K Party. I don't have Pentacles. Well, I mean, I'm asking about Pentacles, but King of Cups, that's liberal-minded people. There's justice. That's getting the legal stuff in. Queen of Wands would be the group of far right. High Priestess, oh, this is your hidden knowledge. And Two of Cups is partnership. On the, I'm not getting Pentacles, so I don't know, but what the cards are telling me, what's going on here is the cards are saying, no, he's an idiot, so they're getting in the way. Do I think they can't be bought? I don't know. But July 70 says, well, apparently it's fun to stay at the YMCA. This is why I'm here every single day. It's because you're here. Oh, gosh. Kaludi is saying, I've always done a lot of reading from sci-fi, World War fiction, not nonfiction. Now that my eyes are not as good, I've turned to audiobooks. I've been listening to audiobooks too. Hello, Mary Ann. Hello from Chicago. Love from Chicago. Okay, for what it's worth, I'm getting it. Comparatively speaking, it didn't cost them much. Restarting with that partnership amongst liberal-minded people, creating isolation. If Muck or whoever else, they get around to doing what they need to do to actually start a party, nope. And, well, I guess Muck, if he goes through with it, and I'm not holding my breath on that one, but if he goes through with it, I guess he'll just have to come up with some other awful, I don't know. He could just be upfront about the reality and just call it the National Socialist Party. Take some names from South African politics. If he was being honest. Okay, so at 48:35. So chicken taco. Anyway, Chicken Taco has announced a 50% tariff starting in August on copper. Because he says he wants to build up the copper industry. Last year, we imported slightly less than half of what we generated. The reason isn't, as Trump says, because Biden let the industry die. No, we are running out. It's one of the reasons that you keep hearing when Trump with these negotiations with all these other countries, why you keep hearing rare minerals, mineral rights. There is reportedly a good copper mine in Arizona right now, and that's about it. So will this tariff end up going through? Oh, hang on. What was that? Lois says the U.S. gets copper from Canada. There we go. Oh, take it. Yeah, pennies are made with zinc. Pennies have been made with copper for quite a while. So. That's the plan. Yeah, we're having troubles. Sorry. Business leaders are coming to him, but he's also being told how on the defensive we are when it comes to this. Now there's a plan here, but there's also some secrets in the plan. This doesn't feel like higher wisdom. This feels like his ulterior motives, and it's not just copper. We make so many different kinds of electronics, and we need all the little bits. Will this actually happen? Because the other tariffs he's threatening for August 1st, I am not going to hold my breath. Chacha Brown says, we love Autumn for your tea and kitty. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Judgment. I'm just kidding. We really need these minerals. Trump's base of power. Waiting for the ship to come in. Queen of Pentacles. Business, business, business. Waiting for the ship to come in. Is that? So, yeah, I guess that could be a tariff. It's not going to be the center of his focus, but I'm definitely getting a little something. But yeah, just what is it that Stephanie Miller says? We are indeed in the dumbest timeline. Okay. Moving on. Debbie had a specific question about which state. It doesn't say state. I thought it was Arizona for some reason, but I don't. Which state are we talking about, Debbie? What will happen with public school funds that are being held by the Department of Education? Our state superintendent seems bewildered and befuddled about what to tell the parents of our state. Well, okay, so we're really looking at the Department of Education, what's left of it. 2 folding chairs and some Chinese takeout containers. Public school funds being held by the Department of Education. Debbie says, I'm in Arizona. Oh, it was Arizona. Okay. Thank you. Oof. What money? I'm getting there's chaos because of the budget. That's what I'm getting. You'd think that would give it clarity, but burden. Oh, Cha-Cha Brown, thank you so much. It makes a huge difference. Thank you. Here's a refusal to listen. On the defensive. 2 of Pentacles, extremely shaky ground, and it's up to the Knight of Cups to go fight for. But this, I'm just getting, I know, it's going to be shocking. They don't know what they're doing. That's what I'm getting. So it's got to be people willing to go to DC itself and go knock on doors and be like, hey, Find the Democratic Congress people. On our side, we're going to have to push this, because this is just, what are we going to do with that? Oh, and what's the priority? And then, I guess I'm getting all these complaints, and it's all rickety and unbalanced. We have to be the adults. Julie says parents will have to pay big fees. A sales tax increase will be added. Could be. Louis says no. Oh, as in they don't know what they're doing? Yeah. Rochelle said the primary source of copper in the U.S. is mining, Arizona being the leading copper-producing state. The U.S. relies on imports from countries like Chile, Canada, and Peru to meet its domestic demand. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you. Julie Hoffman says the goal is private education, and that is likely. Ace of Swords. You have to go take the truth to them, because you can't. Yeah, you gotta push. If states want the money, they have to go get up and go. Oi, oi. That's what I'm getting. Night Moon Glow says, I need a couple more cats for a respectable cat lady status. There we go. Yeah, I just wish my two got along better. But anyway. Okay. Okay, now this is interesting. The last question for today at 5710. Interesting. You know how there's all this talk about ICE is getting all of this money and they're hiring 10,000 more officers or whatever. Apparently, there are ICE agents reportedly trying to leave as, quote, morale is in the crapper, close quote, with what they are being forced to do with quotas. While most joined to help protect our borders, as one pointed out, that's not what they've been doing. Quote, no drug cases, no human trafficking, no child exploitation. It's infuriating. They said they are arresting gardeners. So is ICE going to be just the full-throated, jackbooted mess that Trump and Homan and Nazi Ferratu want? Exactly, Lois. No one's forcing these people to take the job. Bernie says, quit. Yeah. Visualize 70. Do you need a cat mediator? Oh, well... One of them always starts it. The other one always finishes it. Always. No exceptions. Ever. So, ICE agents. Or as Sarah puts it, one of them writes checks that his little fuzzy behind can't cash. He is so jealous. No matter what I've done, no matter how much he gets. Anyway. ICE agents. Ooh. This ends in the Ace of Cups, which is, ICE agents, leaders within ICE be very careful what you do, because there is going to come a point where Democrats have some power to start asking questions. And if you have been doing what we are afraid you're going to do or are going to do, then it's not going to be pretty for you. If you actually want to fight the drug cases, human trafficking, child exploitation, don't work for ICE. Go work for somebody else. Wheel of Fortune. You are in the wrong group. Yeah, and you're just going to keep arresting gardeners. Congratulations. People who've worked at meatpacking institutes, older women who've worked at meatpacking institutes or meatpacking companies for 20 years. Oh, there will be judgment. Can they find enough people who are that awful? Maybe. But they're going to meet their quotas. Well, they get big bonuses, is my understanding. On the defense, no, this is feeling beaten up. On the defensive, being offered more money. This kid says they will hire the arrogant toddlers to replace them. Well, there aren't enough of them. What ICE has the money to do and then what they're actually doing, they're still going to be awful. This is what we're stuck with, but I don't think this is going to go as swimmingly as they're hoping. So, all right. Well, that, believe it or not, is going to do it. I've been on for more than an hour. It's been great hanging out with you, as always. Thank you. It's 1:17 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Come on by. We just focus on work we want to get done, and we just encourage each other. So you're always welcome. Links in the description box. All right. So other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow, as I am every day. So please remember, you are not alone, that we are in this together. We're going to continue to be in this together. There are good days ahead. All right. And I'll see you tomorrow or this afternoon. I'll see you soon. I always show up. All right. Take care.